The drama surrounding Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul has now reached a point where the fight itself almost feels secondary to what it represents. This is not just about two men stepping into a ring. This is about identity, legitimacy, money, danger, and the uncomfortable collision between traditional boxing values and the spectacle-driven future the sport keeps drifting toward. When Anthony Joshua walks into an arena capable of holding 70,000 people, it is business as usual. He has done this before. He has carried entire events on his shoulders, not because of controversy, but because of history. Olympic gold, heavyweight championships, global recognition. Joshua is one of the few fighters on the planet who can still fill stadiums on name alone, and that status did not come from shortcuts. That is precisely why this matchup feels so jarring to many observers. Jake Paul winning this fight would not simply be another upset. It would instantly rewrite his position in the boxing hierarchy. A victory would place him in conversations that feel almost forbidden to longtime fans. Conversations about world title opportunities and legitimacy at the highest level. For his supporters, that possibility is electrifying. For critics, it is deeply unsettling. This fight does not sit comfortably in the sport's traditional framework, and that discomfort is what keeps people talking. Jake Paul enters this moment with a level of belief that borders on defiance. He does not speak like someone grateful for an opportunity. He speaks like someone who expects to win. That mindset has carried him this far, and his camp believes it matters more than people realize. Confidence, preparation, and conviction can sometimes narrow gaps that look impossible on paper. Paul understands the size difference, the power difference, the resume difference. Instead of shying away from it, he leans into it, framing the challenge as fuel. He wants to shock the world, not just beat an opponent. Still, seasoned voices continue to urge caution. Anthony Joshua may not be the same version that first conquered the heavyweight division, but that does not mean he is diminished beyond recognition. He has spent years fighting the most dangerous men in the sport, absorbing punishment, adapting, and evolving. That experience leaves scars, but it also leaves wisdom. Joshua understands how fights unfold under pressure, how moments shift, how mistakes are punished. For someone like Jake Paul, who is still refining fundamentals, those lessons can arrive violently and without warning. Some argue that this is a win-win scenario for Jake Paul. If he loses, he gains respect for daring to take the fight. If he wins, he becomes a phenomenon beyond anything boxing has seen before. That framing, however, exposes the uncomfortable truth at the heart of this matchup. The bar for respect feels distorted. Fighting a former heavyweight champion should not be a rite of passage for legitimacy. It should be the result of years of progression. To many purists, the fact that this leap is even possible speaks to how warped the modern boxing ecosystem has become. Others counter that Jake Paul has earned the right to take risks. He has faced real fighters, absorbed real punches, and demonstrated real power. His knockouts were not illusions. His wins were not accidental. While critics highlight his flaws, supporters point out that improvement has been undeniable. Power changes fights, and Paul has power. That alone ensures this will not be a casual walk for Joshua. But power without experience can be a liability. Analysts repeatedly return to the same concern. Joshua has navigated elite-level danger for over a decade. Paul has not. The mistakes Paul still makes, leaning forward, overcommitting, relying on confidence to mask gaps, are the kinds of errors that heavyweight champions feast on. Against smaller or older opponents, those moments passed without consequence. Against Joshua, they may not. Then there is the question of intent. Is this a real fight, or something carefully managed? That uncertainty hangs over everything. Some believe Joshua will be instructed to control himself early, to avoid unnecessary risk. Others reject that idea entirely, arguing that a heavyweight champion cannot afford to play games without damaging his own credibility. This tension fuels skepticism. Fans do not know what version of boxing they are about to watch, and that ambiguity makes the event both fascinating and uncomfortable. The financial incentives only complicate matters further. For Joshua, this is an enormous payday with relatively low risk from a career standpoint. Titles do not pay like this. For Paul, it is the culmination of a strategy built on attention, audience leverage, and calculated escalation. Both men benefit financially, but the physical stakes are asymmetrical. Joshua has faced danger before. Paul is stepping into a realm where one clean punch could permanently alter his future. That is why some voices insist this should never be a fully sanctioned fight. Removing the safety net of an exhibition elevates the risk dramatically. Joshua's power is not theoretical. It is proven. His ability to end fights is not marketing. It is documented. The idea of exposing a developing fighter to that level of force alarms many who care about the sport beyond numbers and views. Yet boxing has always lived at the edge of danger. It survives because people cannot look away. This fight, controversial as it is, captures that essence perfectly. It forces uncomfortable questions. What matters more, tradition or evolution? Skill or spectacle? Safety or scale? No matter where one stands, the truth is unavoidable. This fight will be watched. It will be dissected. And its outcome will ripple far beyond one night. As the date approaches, the noise will only grow louder. Belief versus experience. Youth versus history. Disruption versus legacy. When the bell rings, none of the debate will matter anymore. Only what happens in those rounds will remain. So where do you stand on this? Is Jake Paul taking the boldest step in modern boxing, or the most reckless one? Should Anthony Joshua treat this as business, or as a statement to protect the sport? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like the video if this breakdown gave you a new perspective, and subscribe for more deep, story-driven analysis as this controversial showdown draws closer.